Hi, this is Jonathan. How you guys doing? In today's video, we're going to discuss about, does the wood of the fretboard really matter? I've played a whole lot of guitars in my lifetime. Guitars with different fretboards. Rosewood, maple neck, ebony, and different type of rosewood. You have the East Indian rosewood, you have the African rosewood, I guess, Caribbean rosewood, the roasted maple necks. I played ebony necks. I even played on a modern Richlight fretboard. And I always wondered, does the wood of the fretboard really matters? Do they affect your tone? Do they affect your playability and the playability of the guitar itself? If you look at how the guitar is made, half the time you're actually interacting with the string and the fret. But then again, as you play it, you are actually in contact with the fretboard too. So the string is actually rubbing against the fretboard, right? And I'm just thinking by myself, if I have a piece of rosewood fretboard with grains that kind of run against the string, wouldn't it be how should we call it? Would it be fighting against the grain and making it harder to bend? That was just me thinking. And I found out that it didn't really matter, because most of the guitars that I play, like the G&Ls or the Harley Bentons, they have great fretboards. So I'm thinking whether the wood really affects the sound, its playability. The Harley Benton, some of the Harley Benton guitars actually do feature ebony fretboard, and they play well. But I was just thinking, does the fretboard wood really matters? Now, in terms of tone, for the life of me, I actually can't differentiate whether a maple fretboard sounds better or a rosewood fretboard sounds better. Although you can actually hear the difference, in a way. I always felt that the rosewood is just a tad darker than a maple fretboard. I think I can get more spunk, snap from a maple fretboard neck, maple fretboard and neck. And the rosewood fretboard on a maple neck reacts a little bit differently, 2 years of playing, initially when I first started, I couldn't tell the difference, what's the difference between a maple neck and a maple fretboard and the rosewood fretboard as opposed to an ebony fretboard. As I was playing through a whole lot of guitars through the years, especially these few years, I've been playing a whole lot of guitars from different brands. And I found out that, there is a difference, slight difference, but there is a difference. I kind of like the maple necks. Maybe because of the way it responds to, say, a finger style of playing, or, when you dig into it, it responds better. But, for a more creamier tone, I would prefer the rosewood. So I guess that's why a lot of people would use rosewood fretboard for stuff like blues, genres like blues or rock for that matter. But then again, you have Richie Blackmore and Jeff Beck playing maple neck, so it don't really matter actually, because ultimately in the end, the tone comes from the way you pick your strings and your EQ and your tone control and your outboard gear, whatever you're using. But I guess when you're playing it, the response really does matter to you, as opposed to to the shape of the neck, your modern C or whatever, your U shape, D shape. That also will play a part in the tone, because if say for example I have a chunkier neck, it does affect the tone, definitely. That I'm sure of. But does the maple fretboard drastically affect a tone of a guitar, or a rosewood? No, it doesn't really do that. It does give you that it's a very subtle thing, but you can kind of feel it when you're playing. So that's something that I was thinking about, mulling about, and took out these two guitars to play and just kind of like get to know how is it. The other one is still a maple or fretboard, but it's roasted maple. So in a way, it's almost similar. But I played with my recently. I played with my rosewood fretboard on my GNL Blues Boy, and that's a Caribbean rosewood, and it feels about the same. So, but you get that kind of like overtones, different overtones. We're nitpicking in a way. We are like pixel peeping in a way, with minute changes, So. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. It doesn't really matter. Well, the cosmetic reason, of course, is very apparent because a maple fretboard looks kind of cool, But a good rosewood fretboard, does look cool too with the grain, and everything. So, yeah. So tell me, what do you think? Do you prefer a maple fretboard or a rosewood fretboard? Does it make a difference in tone, playability? How do you feel? I would prefer any fretboard, like a maple or rosewood, but with good frets. Maybe a stainless steel. Again, there is another topic about it, where stainless steel frets might sound a little bit brighter. And medium jumbos, or the thin ones, or the jumbos, So there's a whole lot of differences pertaining to the fact that, you got to feel comfortable on your fretboard. So the wood, the frets itself, and the size of the frets, the shape of the neck. So all this constitute a kind of interesting study on what sort of neck shape, fretboard wood, fret material do you think is the best suited for your hands and for your playing. But that is like, if you're a newbie, just start picking up a guitar, that's like, something to think about in the future. But for some of us, we may want to custom make a guitar, so that's something to take into consideration. If I were to custom make a guitar, what sort of fretboard would I use? What sort of frets would I use? What sort of shape, and stuff like that. So it's it's an interesting thing to think about, right? So join me on Pacific time this coming Sunday. I'll put the details down in the details section down below for a live stream. I'm gonna live stream probably for an hour or two, you know. And also, I just started a Patreon page. Now, don't get the wrong idea. I'm not going like, you know, full-blown commercial here, because I still believe in making videos to help people, to help players, and also to, you know, to play a bit, you know, make music. But the Patreon page is just up to you. You guys feel like, you know, helping me, go ahead and do it. Don't feel like doing it, don't do it. You know, there's no agenda here. You know, a little money that I get, you know, will probably help me to get some coffee, or, you know, some new equipment, you know, maybe. Right? So feel free to visit my Patreon page if you want to, and see what you can do to help me. Right? So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. I'll see you again in the next video. Ciao.